Uh, Good morning, friends. I am Dr. Nikhil Saket, faculty in Board of Studies, who will be talking about how to prepare for your exams and how to maximize the inputs that you have gathered over the year into output. Basically, it means that आपने जो प्रिपरेशन करा है उसको एग्जाम में कैसे अच्छे मार्क्स में कन्वर्ट करना है. Economics for finance, as you people are knowing, is a subject at the intermediate level, and the advantage with you people is, since at the foundation level you people have studied the subject business economics, so little bit of knowledge of economics is already with you. As you know, business economics is basically dealing with microeconomics. Now, at the intermediate level, we are talking about the macroeconomics, the public finance, international trade, and the money market. Since the syllabus has been designed in such a way that you people should have a thorough understanding of the macro aspect of the economy, which is very vital in knowing the economy in a holistic way. Means जो भी आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं उसका अल्टीमेटली उसका क्या प्रभाव पड़ रहा है, उसका क्या इफेक्ट होता है देश के इकोनॉमी में, उसका आप एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं या समझ सकते हैं. Second thing, as you are already aware that this paper is divided into two sections. The first section consists of 60 marks and the second section is economics of finance, which is consisting of 40 marks. Now, in 40 marks, you need to score the maximum so that you can have a better understanding of the subject also. Apart from this, it will help you to grow in future as a chartered accountant. Now, the thing is, 2-3 things is very important while you are preparing for our exams. We at the Board of Studies is already having 2 series of mock test papers which is already been conducted, and most of you must have undergone that mock test paper and have evaluated your performances. Apart from this, we are also hosting the RTPs and the suggested answers which is already been given on the website, from which you can have a feel of the examination, how it has been conducted, and how to write the paper, and how to maximize your strategy or your strength to give or to get the better result. Now, from now onwards, I'll be going through, I had prepared a PPT which has been giving you a brief idea about the thing we are covering in economics of finance, how is the examination pattern, how is our course material, how to maximize, how to study, and these so many aspects I'll be covering. Okay. Now, see, the objective of economics for finance paper is to develop an understanding of the subject and theories of economics, and to acquire the ability for addressing application oriented questions or operations addressing application oriented issues. Now, the thing is, many of the concepts that you are studying at the intermediate level, like in the first part, we are talking about income determination, calculation of national income, calculation of two-sector model, three-sector model, Keynesian theory, and all other things is basically giving you understanding of the macro aspect. The most important thing in economics, or as you people are aware, is that we are talking about national income, how the national income is being calculated. Now, the thing is, in your study module, we had given you different theories, different methods of calculating the national income, and the value that we are deriving from the national income is basically an assessment of how the economy is performing. Now, since the thing is, you have calculated the national income. Now, as per the application part is, what does it mean? Suppose we are comparing with 2021 with 22-23. Now, how far the effect or the increase in national income will be having an impact on the economy. Second thing is the division of the syllabus, which I had just talked about it, that after the new scheme that is implemented since July 2017, the syllabus is divided into two sections. Section 1 is financial management carrying 60 marks, and section B, economics of finance, carrying 40 marks. The marks division should be adhered in the question paper, because the question that is being answered, a question that is being asked in the examination is basically adhering to the marking pattern which is being set in the paper, economics of finance and the financial management. Now, the most important aspect while you are preparing for the exam is to how to maximize the study material, the use of the study material, how to study, or how to basically make yourself comfortable with the concept, so that in the exam you will be able to perform better. Now, the thing is, the study material is a blend of theory and its conceptualization with a stress on clarity of expositions, intent to facilitate learner to move beyond a mere understanding of the subject towards a level of analyzing and evaluating current and future development in the economy. Just I told you the national income or any of the value that you are deriving about, what does that impact of the value means? What the effect on the economy? Suppose we are talking about inflation. Now, what the effect of inflation will be on the economy or to the common man? So, in economics, the thing is, whatever the concept at the macro level or even at the micro level, you are getting or you are understanding is basically help you to have a better glimpse of the overall economic situation in the country. Now, the second most important thing is the learning outcome of the chapters is basically given at the initial page of your study material, and at the end of the chapter, a summary of the concept that is being dwelled upon in the chapter is being given, and that summary is basically help you in understanding the subject, or in short span of time revising the subjects that is already been elaborated in the chapter, basically given in your study material. So the thing is, while you are studying, first see what is the outcome that you will be having or you will be getting at the start after completing the chapter, and the thing is how this summary will be helping you in basically understanding, and in a short span of time you can utilize this the summary in basically clearing the concept which has been given in the study material. Now, the next thing is the section wise and the skill wise weightage that has been given in the question paper. Now, it is to be noted that the weightage has been allotted to various subjects in the topics in the subject, and the weightage has been disclosed in the syllabus. Like you have having 4 sections in economics or finance. Now, each section is having a weightage to 20 to 30%. Like the first unit is having the same weightage, the second unit is having the same weightage, the third and the fourth is having the equal weightage. So it means that all the 4 units that has been given in your syllabus is equally important, because the thing is the concept you are understanding of the concept you are reading is basically integrated. Now, suppose you are calculating national income or the private income or the personal income or the personal disposable income. Now, the formula that has been there, the standard items that has been there to understand or to calculate this aspect is already been given in your book. Now, one thing that has been there is I make you clear about that there are certain standard formulas that did not need any derivations. You just need to understand that how the formula is been derived and what are the ingredients or what are the components that need to be added while calculating the particular aspect which is been asked. Second thing is the weightage has been given both skill wise and the topic wise. The allotted weightage should be broadly followed in the examination. This means out of the 40 marks paper that you are getting, 24 to 30 marks are basically knowledge based questions, and 8 to 16 marks is been devoted for the application oriented questions. Like in the, if you have seen the questions in the July examination and the December 2021 examination, there are questions that has been basically touching upon the application based aspect, and that is basically the distinction that will basically help the student in getting the better marks, or basically the course that you are following is basically you need to be the best to qualify the examination. So this application based questions is basically help you in getting an edge over the other students. So kindly practice in such a way that apart from the theoretical aspect, you are also being proficient in the application based questions. These are not complex questions that has been asked in the examination, but the thing is very basic knowledge of the concept that you have already studied, the application of that concept. Like in July 2021 examination, there was a question on Keynesian theory of demand. Now, 3 hypothetical situation was been given, and you need to identify that which aspect of the Keynesian demand is depicting that particular scenario, like transaction demand, precautionary demand, speculative demand. Now, according to the situation that has been given, you need to identify that which of the aspect you will be basically using that, or the concept that you have studied will be applicable in that, and accordingly you need to answer that questions. Third point, since all the chapters is been given equal weightage in the examination, so the paper should be a balanced one. Now, the first question is a compulsory one, and the rest 4 questions you need to have asked, you need to only answer 3 questions. So there is a choice. Out of the 4, you need to answer 3 questions only. Because each section, each questions or the subsection constituted in the question consists of 10 marks only. So if you add up all the 4 unit together, it will come around 40 marks. So I hope you are able to understand that how the paper will be coming in the examination. The suggested answers, the mock test papers, the previous questions that has been asked in the examination will help you to understand the pattern of the questions which has been asked in the examination. Now the topic, since in economics or finance, the 4 units that you are already knowing, your syllabus has been defined. First is the determination of national income, where we are talking about the macro aggregates, the GNP, the GDP, the GNP at factor cost, the GDP at factor cost of market price, the personal income, the personal disposable income, the 3 methods, the production method, the income method, the expenditure method, how to calculate the national income. And the thing is, after you calculate that, if you can analyze the answer, or if you analyze the value that you had derived with the previous one, suppose you can have a comparison of a 3-year data that you are having, you can have analysis of the same, and you can also identify what is the cause if you are studying about macroeconomics. And the second is basically determination of national income. Now again, here we are talking about the Keynesian 2-sector model, 3-sector model, 4-sector model. Now in 2-sector, 3-sector, 4-sector model, you need to be proficient. You need to just understand that the 1 sector, from 2-sector to 3-sector, there are 1 or 2 component that has been added, and only the extension of the sector, and accordingly the formulas also. So accordingly, in the 4-sector economy, export and import, other aspect is been added. So if you understand the 2-sector model, just add up the other component in the 3-sector and the 4-sector, and you can have the formula on your own. So it will be helping you in understanding the concept also. Apart from in the examination, if a question is been asked, you can derive the formula also. Second aspect is talking about the public finance. Now the public finance, the first part is about fiscal function, then the market failure, government intervention to correct market failure, and the fiscal policy. Fiscal policy, fiscal functions are very important because the whole economy is been dependent upon how the fiscal policy is been designed and how the government is performing the fiscal function, that has been how the government is doing the fiscal function that has been allocated to them. Then the third is talking about the money market, concept of demand, money demand, important theories of money demand, then the concept of money supply, monetary policy. Now we are getting a lot of questions regarding the derivations of. We are getting a lot of questions from the student that how the calculation, how the derivations of M1, M2, M3, M4 is been designed. Now these are standard classification that is being provided by the RBI. We cannot add anything or we cannot subtract on anything. Only thing is whatever the value that has been there, we need to understand that what are the factors, what are the components that you need to be adding. You need to be adding regarding the calculation of the aggregates, like suppose M1, M2, M3, M4. So don't So don't go into the complexities that how the formula is been designed or how that has been derived. Whatever the component, whatever the input, whatever the factors that has been factored in calculating the aggregates, you just need to remember that thing, and accordingly you just provide the answer which is been the question that has been given in your exams. So calculation of M1, M2, M3, M4 is very important. So you can basically practice that the concept and the questions also that has been already been given in your study material or the study module. And regarding this money supply, as you know, the supply of money is very important part in macroeconomics. The interest rate, the bank rate, the CRR, the SLR that you are understanding, you are every day reading in the newspaper is basically how the monetary policy is being designed, how the resources is to be allocated so that a balance is being developed in the economy. Now, the last portion is about international trade. There are different theories of international trade: Hexagon theory, factor equalizations theory, Ricardo theory, comparative advantage, cost advantage, lot of theories that has been there itself. And there are various instrument of trade policy that has been there. Then there is trade negotiation, the GATT, the WTO, and all other aspects. You don't need to go into the very theoretical aspect of the concept. Only thing is, whatever the recent that has been happening, you should be aware of that. Then there is exchange rate, the normal exchange rate, the real exchange rate, the real effective exchange rate, this sort of thing. Then there is FII and FDI, foreign direct investment and foreign institutional investment, because that determines how the economy is basically performing. Now the next thing is the pattern of the questions. The first, as I told you, is a compulsory one. It consisting of 10 marks, where there are sub part also that has been there. It consists of 2 or 3 marks. Basically, the whole question paper is of 10 marks only. So there must be subsection, or there might be a 5 marks question and 2 marks or 3 marks question. It will be add up to 10 marks only. Out of the rest 4 options, you need to answer 3 questions only. That depends upon the level of practice that you have put on in preparing for the examinations. Because clearing the examination, one thing is most important is you should focus on your strength, which chapter you are more proficient, which chapters require more preparation from your side. You need to thoroughly analyze your strength and focus on your strength first. Rest, since your examination is in the end of May only, so you have the time constraint also. So whatever the strength that you are having, focus on that, and accordingly, out of the optional choices that you are having, you can choose the questions that you will be answering. Suppose you cannot neglect the theoretical questions as well as the mathematical or the aspect which has been asked in the examination. So prepare your own strategy and accordingly perform in the examination, because no universal strategy is applicable to everyone. Every student has his own strength and weaknesses. So accordingly, prepare your own timetable, prepare your own way of studying the subject, and concentrate on the areas that require your attention or your preparation. Now there is a quote at the top of the your slide. Mistakes means learning. So you don't have to frightened about that you are making some mistakes. It means that you are learning the thing. Suppose nobody is perfect in this world, and mistakes are part of the preparation process. So the thing is, when you are suppose doing the mock test, in one mock test paper, you scored less. Now, don't be bogged down by the score that you are getting. With a better preparation, in the next paper, you can have a better score. So, basically, the idea that you are getting is which of the area which require more preparation while you are attempting the mock test paper. Second is practice revision test paper and mock test paper from time to time, because these papers has been designed in such a way that it gives you the feel of the examination process. Apart from this, how the question is being asked in the examination is on the same pattern that the question is been asked in the examination. 2 marks questions, 3 marks questions, and the mathematical portion, or apart from this, the theoretical aspect is also been covered. Then refer to the suggested answer compilation to observe the complexity of the questions. I had just given you the examples regarding a question in July 2021 paper, where there was a question on the Keynes theory of demand, that what are the different motives or how the Keynesian theory is to be interpreted. Now, you have been giving certain situations, and based on, you had to apply the concept. If you read it carefully, now you know the concept, and accordingly it will be clicking in your mind that these are the concepts that need to be basically applied in this particular situation. In December 2021 examination also, there was a questions regarding aggregate consumption, effect of the aggregate consumption expenditure. There are 3-4 hypothetical situations that has been given. Now, crisis of food, other 3 different aspect is been given, and you need to analyze that how the aggregate consumption is being affected through that. Because in the macro part, you had already studied the aggregate expenditure, aggregate consumption, and all other aspect that has been there itself. The multiplier and all other part is already been, you people have studied in the macro aggregates. Then comprehend the concept and then memorize the formulas to have a clear understanding of the concept and applications. The thing is, all the formulas that has been designed is on a systematic basis. Now, if you read it carefully, if you follow it carefully, you can able to understand how the formula is been designed. Now, sometimes it happens that plus for in the examination, you cannot derive all the formulas because there is restrictions of time, and in 1 hour, 15 minutes, you have to complete the questions also. So sometimes it's better to revise the formula that has been there itself. Write all the formulas that has been there in your course module at one place. So in minimum time, you can revise the formula that has been there itself. There are not many formulas that has been there in your subject, economics or finance. There are a few formulas in the first unit, determination of national income. There are a few formulas in Indian economics, the multiplier part. In money theory also, there are a few formulas that has been there itself. So basically, all the formula that has been given in your syllabus, try to write it at one place, so that while revising the for your examination, you are better able to comprehend the thing that is to be added and that other need to be subtracted. You need to be also careful about the unit that is been given, the value is been given, because that also determine the value that you are calculating. So the units should be uniform. Then, while answering the questions, give equal importance to both the theoretical and the practical questions. Because the thing is, the marking pattern is such that it doesn't mean that you are having an edge while you are understanding you are attempting this mathematical portion, or you are neglecting the theoretical part, because mostly the question is of 2-3 marks, maximum at 5 marks only. So all the questions that is being asked in the examination are equally important. So give equal weightage to all the questions. The most important part is, in economics, graph and diagrams are very important. So sometimes it comes at a rescue to the student. If you remember the graph, you can have the elaborations of the same, because the items which has been projected at the x-axis or the y-axis basically determine how the theory is derived. So accordingly, try to practice all the diagrams, or few of the diagrams which has been very important, like liquidity trap. Mostly in your papers, this question has been asked. Now, if you have income and interest rate at x and y level, and accordingly you can derive the liquidity trap situation. Now, from the graph itself, you are able to elaborate that how what is the impact of that liquidity trap and how it has been derived. So try to practice the graphs and the charts that has been given in your syllabus, because that will give you an edge. Apart from this, while you are answering the thing, it will definitely give you an edge over the other students. Then try to establish linkage between the concept as they are related. I had already told you that all the chapters that has been given in your syllabus is basically interrelated, and is a basic part. If you have measured in a particular area, then definitely all the unit that you are studying is already a different subject at the graduation or the post-graduation level. So definitely the concept that you are studying is an integrated one, and it is related with the macro aspect or the economy as a whole. The most important thing, you should not mug up the formula, but understand how the formula has been obtained, because sometimes it happens that if you don't remember, then you cannot derive the formula also, because it's very easy derivations. If you practice it regularly, then definitely you can also remember what exactly are the component, what are the items that are basically part of that important formula that is been asked in the examination. Then practice numerical on the regular basis, because that will give you an edge over the concept that you have studied. Basically, the application of the concept which has been there itself, and it's a sort of a revision also that you have studied in the chapter throughout. Then the most important and the most interesting aspect of economics is try to correlate the concept that you are studying is what happening around in the economy. Because definitely a lot of things that CRR, SLR, bank rate and all other things, if you're reading the pink newspaper, every time these concepts are appearing. Now, if you understand that what is CRR, what is SLR, what is bank rate, what is repo rate, now why you are reading a article in the newspaper, you be able to understand the concept and what has been written and what is the implication of that. So it's very useful to remember all the concept that has been there, because it will be helping you in future also. So because all this concept that you are undergoing or you are understanding at this intermediate level is basically you can practice it or you can revise it, or you can see it in the newspaper or in the TV channels. It has been frequently appearing in the business channels. So it will be helping you. It will give you the confidence that I am already aware about all these things. Now, I'm sharing with you the mock test paper that has been already you people had attempted that, so that I can help you regarding how to understand the questions and how to write the questions. See, the question in the mock test paper is the first question is talking about the regional accounts in India. In the first chapter only, you have studied the GNP, the GDP and other. So accordingly, how the calculation of regional account at the state level is been calculated. So you need to answer that. Then what is the distinction between production tax and product taxes? So what is production tax and what is product taxes? So you need to understand that what is the distinction between the two, and accordingly you have to explain the distinction. In the next questions, it's a numerical one. The consumption pattern, the consumption function has been given, the government spending has been given, investment has been given, and on the export, import, and other thing has been given, and accordingly you need to calculate the disposable income or the national income. As earlier I had told you that in the 2 sector, 3 sector, 4 sector model, if you remember that thing, in the 4 sector model, export, import sectors comes into, and accordingly the derivations or the functions of export or import function has been already been given. So if you understand the 2 sector model, the 3 sector model, accordingly you can calculate the 4 sector model also. Then there is the effect of aggregate expenditure on the output that has been there itself. How the next is how this Keynesian theory or the Keynesian determination of national income is being done. Now, here is a questions like how to calculate the national income based on the item that has been given itself. Now, one thing that has been you must be heard about, or you must be aware also, that the value while calculating the national income through all these 3 methods, the production method, the income method, and the expenditure method, comes to the same value itself. So accordingly, you can cross check in the exam that what the value that you are getting if a question is being asked that how to calculate the national income through the production and the expenditure method only. So if you are getting the same answer in the production and the expenditure method, means that your calculation is almost right. But the thing is, you don't need to skip on the items that has been given in the question. Every item that has been given in the questions comes with a logic that what need to be added and what need to be subtracted. The only thing is you can be familiar with that. You can be very proficient in that when you practice it regularly. just now I'm sharing you with our capsule that has appeared recently. The thing is, we are all every month a student newsletter, student journal has been published by the Board of Studies, and accordingly, we used to prepare the capsules on the subject that is part of your syllabus. So this time in the May issue, you are having a capsule on economics for finance. Now, economics for finance. Now, the thing is, if you want to revise the thing, in a short span of time, if you want to revise the thing in sort of span of time, these capsules are very handy, because the thing is, it's basically the summary of the concept that is already been given in your syllabus. Like in this May issue, we had covered the money part, the international economic part. So if all the theories, all the concept that has been given in your module is been presented here in a simple way through charts and diagrams, and basic explanations is also been there, so that you can memorize, or it can click to you that yes, this is the concept that I had studied. Because these capsules are very handy at the time when you are going for revision, when you don't have time to study the all the course material that has been there itself. So you can revise that these are the concepts that is been forming part of my syllabus. So accordingly, this Friedman statement theory, the demand for money, the concept of money supply, that has been there itself. What I had just told you, this aggregates M1, M2, M3, M4. The standard classification is already been given in the by RBI, and we need to adhere to that, and don't waste your time in substituting that this should also be added or this should be deducted. But a lot of questions that query that has been coming from the student that this item should also be added in M1, this should be deducted, this should be deducted in M2, and so on. So don't look into that, because these are the standard classification that has been given by RBI, and we need to adhere to that. Even the definition of repo rate, the reverse repo rate, the bank rate, interest rate, all are part of the monetary policy, and that has been already been given by the RBI. So we need to understand the logic behind the same, and how that has been derived, and what the impact of that policy is on the economy. Then monetary policy, very important. What are the important components of the monetary policy? What are the framework? This monetary policy committee, which has been 3-4 years back, 4 or 5 years back, it has been constituted. Now, basically every quarter they used to come up with the suggestions that how the monetary policy will be in the next quarter, will be working. What are the target they need to achieve? If want to revise the rate, what will be the actual rate that will be implemented, and so on and so forth. So accordingly, this monetary policy is basically giving the sense of direction that how it has been implemented. Now, I had talked about the cash reserve ratio, the SLR, and all of that stuff that has been there itself. You just need to revise that thing. And apart from this, one thing is important: the rate of interest which has been given by the Monetary Policy Committee. The recent rate is very important. because sometimes, although for quite sometimes the rate has not been revised, but if it has been revised, you need to remember the latest one. Then international trade, there are various theories that has been there itself. The Counselling theory, the theory of comparative advantage, absolute advantage, Hexer-Ohlin theory, and this factor equalization theory, the trade theory, and all other part. Then there is tariff that you have studied. What is the impact of the tariff? What is dumping? What is anti-dumping measures that has been taken? What is the effect of the international trade? Why it is important to prepare the product at your own country? Why you are exporting the product? What if you are importing that thing? All other aspects, because advantage, comparative and absolute advantage is been basically coming into the picture, and accordingly every country will be devising this international policy or the international finance operations that has been there. Then there are non-tariff measures like technical measures, non-technical measures. Then GATT, WTO, there are different rounds that has there. What is the latest that has been happening at the WTO? Or the theoretical aspect or the theoretical part you can skip. The thing is, you should be aware that these are the forums, these are the new bodies, the trade blocks that has been set up, and accordingly you should be familiar with that. That is very important. Sometimes one block has been replaced by the another block, so you need to be updated about. Although in the study material every year we used to update with the latest one, but in the meantime, if something new had happened and you are aware of that, try to understand the thing and what is the implication of that. Then this regional trade agreements, the trading blocks, these are all part of your international economics syllabus. Then exchange rate, how the exchange rate is determined, how the nominal exchange rate, how the effective exchange rate, how the real effective exchange rate, what is the distinction between the two, what is the formula that has been there. So this sort of part has been there itself. Then there's more important part regarding depreciation and appreciation of currency. You should basically study that, because that is very important as per foreign exchange market is concerned, that how that has been derived, how that has been calculated. Now, again, the important part is the FDI and the FII. There are advantage of FDI, there are disadvantage of FDI. There are advantage of FII, there are disadvantage of FII. Now, what are the important one? What are the advantage of FDI? And if the FDI is not coming, what are the ways you can attract FDI? If FII is withdrawing, what are the measures that you can take that it is coming to your country? So these are all at a macro level, at the policy level, these all decisions have been taken, but you are being made aware of at the macro economics that these things do happen. And in the newspaper, you must be going through all this concept. So if you are knowing this concept, it is always better that while you are reading that, it gives you a confidence that already you are knowing the concept. Then what are the different modes of FDI? And there are certain sectors where FDI is prohibited. So like lottery business, like gambling, like chit fund, nidhi company, trading in development rights, real estate business, or construction of farmhouses. So these are some of the sectors where FDI is been prohibited. So there are different modes of FDI through joint ventures, through greenfield projects, through brownfield investments, through merger and acquisitions. These are different modes how you are getting that. Now, one most important aspect while you are preparing for your exams is division of time, because there are many papers that you need to prepare simultaneously. So accordingly, don't neglect any paper, because passing in all the papers will give you the aggregate through which you can qualify your intermediate examination. So all things are very important. So give equal attention, equal time to all the subjects that has been there, and accordingly prepare with that. Because as you know, economics is an interesting subject, and if you put in a little bit of effort, now definitely there is no mugging of the things that has been there itself. If you understand or clear your doubts, now definitely it can give you an edge. While as a chartered accountant also, as an analyst also, or any of the careers that you will be choosing in the future. So that is the most important aspect of this presentation. I hope I'm able to guide you through all the aspect of this paper that has been there for you, that need to be answered thing. There are a few questions that has been there itself. One is, what is the use of international theory in real life situations? Now, what I had just told you, like comparative advantage, absolute advantage, all specialization, factor equalizations, these are basically the theories which has been helpful in your devising your strategy. Because if you're having a comparative advantage in one situation, or you're having absolute advantage, now definitely you are in a better position to concentrate on that. There's one question from Mansa. I'm preparing for May 22 exams now, and I'm not reading newspaper as well to relevant current happenings while answering the questions. The thing is, since your exam is near, already you have a habit of reading this newspaper. So for few days, if you are not reading it, it won't make a difference. But the thing is, the concept that you are the concept you have studied should be thorough one. So 10-15 days, if you're not reading the newspaper, you hardly make any difference. But the thing is, inculcate the habit of reading the newspaper. Mostly the same questions that has been there itself. So hopefully most of the query that has been coming into your mind, that how to prepare for the exams, how to go about it, how to read, how what is the composition of the questions, what are the techniques to study. I hope I'm able to cover all the aspects. The questions that has come across, I had already answered that. So the point is, now only thing from my side is basically prepare well for your exams. Prepare well for your exam. and try to revise all the concept. Try to revise all the concept. Concentrate on your strength, and definitely you'll be able to do better in the exam. Now I'm ending with a good luck note to you. Good luck on your exams. Give your best shot. I'm pretty confident that you can make it. My best wishes are with you. Thank you.